Good evening, guys and girls. Hope you're all well. Rob and Simon are in the van playing Xbox and nursing their saddle sore. I'm coming out and having a look at the Martello Tower, which is reputedly haunted, and then we'll have a little walk to Rye Harbour Village, and I'm nursing my saddle sore. So there we are. They've rigged their Xbox up to the TV in the van, so that's them happy. Not my cup of tea, that. This is Martello Tower. For anyone that doesn't know, I know a lot of my history buff friends will know. This is a Martello Tower, and they were built in the Napoleonic War to defend the south coast against, of all people, believe it or not, Napoleon. So yeah, and it is absolutely full of rabbit warrens and holes here, so you do have to be careful. Otherwise you could lose an ankle quite easily. And we should catch some pretty nice colours. Look, the sun's just going down. Oh, Christ, my legs. Ooh. There we are. It's interesting, this. I would absolutely love to go inside one of these, but this is highly structurally unsound, of course, and is also home to bats and owls, which are highly protected. Ooh. See what I mean? Oh, that hurt. I've been almost impaled today, but look, you can see inside fairly well. No floor. This is reputedly haunted only at night time. First time I ever came to Rye, I had no, sorry, it wasn't the first time I come to Rye actually. It was when I was with my ex, and she had a Nikon Coolpix camera, really good one. And I come up here at night, as I was into a bit of ghosty stuff as well then. And I was doing some recordings, and you heard a click, which did sound like a rifle click. And you see an orb come out of there, and didn't frighten me, but she went to me, how the hell you didn't run away from that? I have no idea. But there we are. Paranormal quite interests me, if I'm honest with you. These were little self-contained fortifications. Up on the roof you would have the beacons as well, for if any invasions come, the soldiers would light the beacons, or sometimes they had a cannon, like a cannon to sound off to let people know as well. But they were armed as well, these things up the top, because the harbour came in a lot closer in those days, because the harbour moves over the course of time. Believe it or not, everything that we're looking at here in medieval times would have been under the sea. The sea came right into as far as Rye town in those days, and that's how the French were able to sail in 1428 or 29 and sack the town of Rye, which I thought was rather unkind of them. Someone's probably been in it, but I don't think they were actually. I don't think they probably have. I certainly wouldn't go in there, because I know a couple of the people who run the site, and they've said they said to me, like, if it was okay, we'd let you in there and whatnot. And they went, this one's really structurally unsound, it's dangerous. What floor there was, this was 15, 20 years ago, they were talking about. What floor there was then was collapsing away. Yes. Well, ain't that just real fine and pretty? Lovely here, look, the colours in the I just missed the sunset kind of thing, but you know what I mean, it's a bit cloudy anyway. But yeah, when it's very clear you get an absolutely beautiful sunset. And anyone that does come to this area, because I know some of the people on my page may sometimes visit the places I visit or whatnot, if you come up here at night time and you've got grey hair or anything silvery or metallic, cover it up on your head, because it's full of bats. And again, it's full of bats, and they go for grey or silver hair or anything silvery metallic. And just here it's the gate where you get in, or would have once got in, which is on the campsite now, this Martello Tower. Here we're looking at Rye Harbour Village, where we're going to go in a minute. But I'll pause you for the walk from here to Rye Harbour Village. Go down here, preferably without rolling down the hill. Oh, my legs feel all wobbly and achy. I think we were, funny enough, me and Simon said we were the two oldest. Both said, and we're not old. Both went, I think that's the end of our long bike ride days, to be honest with you, the end of them. Ooh. But the wind is so strong by the sea, cycling against that is not good. Rob, who's asthmatic and more slightly asthmatic and does smoke as well, which is bad, and he admits that it's bad as well. But yeah, me and Rob we're both smokers, so oh dear, lungs have certainly had a good clear out today, that's for sure. Right, we are now down from the Martello Tower. Yeah, as I say about the bats, as long as you don't mind them. If you are remotely scared of birds, I would avoid this one at night time, because they do seem to swoop down towards you. Oh look, that's not a bat, but there's a bird, they're just going over there now. Yeah, and they're really quick, very quick and very fast. And even with a light coloured baseball cap, you feel them brush against it. Well, that's when I wore baseball caps. I don't tend to wear them anymore now, because Chav's ruined them. Besides, I prefer a grandad cap or a trilby, it's more comfortable for me. I've got a rather large head. And that's not from intelligence. Danger, keep out, trespassers will be prosecuted. And probably very likely hurt as well, I should think. Right, guys and girlingtons, I shall pause you now, and you'll join me when we get to Rye Harbour Village, because it's just a boring walk for a car park otherwise. See y'all in a minute, guys and girls. Oops. Now we have arrived. Wait for this car to go round. At the beautiful Rye Harbour Village. Those two trees there are absolutely packed with birds. I don't know what type of birds they are, but do you hear them? Anyway, we are at Rye Harbour. Sea, safari and boat trips. Oh God, yeah. Don't even mention the boat trip to me. God, I did a boat trip once and discovered that I'm badly seasick. And I've been on a boat on the Thames, which is not the sea, obviously, of course, and I was okay. But I was told after the seasickness incident to, as the boat rolls, to roll with it on the balls of your feet, which is what I did on the Thames, and I didn't end up seasick. So whether it was that or just that it's different from sea or whatnot, but yeah, all the way from here to Dover, vomiting. I was fairly all right in the river, and once we got out into the sea, Jesus Christ, was I ill. I got to Dover, and my mate said, like, "Oh, what do you want to do, mate?" Because it was the boat trip there and boat trip back. You got 2 hours in Dover. This was through friends of ours. He does fishing and then touristy type trips he did anyway, before COVID and all that ruined everything. But yeah, anyway, back to where we were, and I said to him, "No, I can't be doing that. I can't go back in that. I'm sorry, I can't do it." I said, "No." So they went back on the boat trip, and I went back on the train, and I lost the boat trip money and didn't care, and I even paid the extra for the train. Look at this lovely little cottage. Look, I want this cottage. I need this cottage. I want it desperately. Don't walk into a puddle. Got a nice little pub here, but obviously there's a few people there, so I can't show you too much. It is called the Oh God, my eyesight's really bad. I'll have to get closer. The Shepherd Neame is called. There we are. The Shepherd Neame. William the Conqueror.
And that's fairy now.
There we are. And you've got some new cottages and stuff here. But this is, there isn't very much of it. It's a very tiny little fishing village, or it was a fishing village. And still is in some parts. Oh, I can smell kippers. Oh. And yeah, it's really nice and you get some decent views. But this is where Rye Harbour, where the men had to go to the Mary Stamford lifeboat house. That's where they had to run from, here. Oh gosh, my legs, they hurt. They hurt real bad, y'all. And this, my friends, is the River Rother. And you will see the other end of this, because this leads all the way into the town of Rye. You'll see the other end of this when I'm in Rye town, which will be tomorrow or Monday. Probably tomorrow, because I like to hear the church bells, and Stephen, my friend who's no longer with us, liked them even more than I did, so it's something we do in the morning. It's one of the things they get up early for, actually, Simon and Rob. So we get up, go to the Old English tea rooms, or go and hear the bells first normally, then go Old English tea rooms. And yeah, it's a little something to do, it's nice. And obviously you get to hear some lovely church bells chiming. They don't always do it every Sunday, but if they are, and they do, and we're up in time, because we don't set alarms or anything while we're away, so all depending, you may see it, you may not. It's on my page anyway from when I came in May. Oh, look at that charming little cottage. Well, it's not a cottage, is it? It's quite a large house, actually. I wouldn't mind such a house. Right. And we shall walk ourselves down there. And that's back down the end of the village. So you see that little pub there. I couldn't film too much near the pub because there's people sitting outside. So what I may do is catch that one before it opens, which is the best thing to do with pubs. And I need to be a bit careful down here because it's quite sinking muddy. And I do say this from experience, bitter experience. So, yeah. I'm not known as Beach Hole Bob for nothing. That's one of my nicknames. The other one I'm not telling you, but there we are. Yeah, you can feel. Oh, yeah, you can feel your feet already just start to sink down in it. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's a lovely place. You can walk right along the river, but the tide has been extremely high. When I came into Rye, I said to, because my dad dropped me into Rye, it was really kind of him. He likes to drive as well, and it's decent of him to do it, because I don't drive. So my dad brought me into Rye, and as we came past the River Rother in Rye, I went, bloody hell, and the tide high. It was really, really high. So hence why I'm not getting too close. And that, my ladies and gentlemen, is the little fishing village of Rye Harbour. Rye Wharf. Funnily enough, this bit's lovely, isn't it? But anyone that's probably seen my page or been on there for longer than 4 months or so would have seen it the last time on one of my walks. So I don't know if I did show it or photograph it because it is so ugly. But between Rye Town and here, there's an industrial estate. And it's ugly. Well, industrial estates are ugly. And the funny thing is, first time we ever came to Rye, it's how we discovered this lovely place, was, do you remember the £9.50 Sun newspaper holidays? We did that, never thinking that we'd get one or win one or anything, and we did. And we won a holiday to Rye Harbour. Short weekend, Friday to Monday. Anyways, we come down here, and we had to drive through an industrial park and thought, oh no. Because you can imagine for a £9.50 holiday, you start thinking, oh my God. Because in the industrial park, there's like a big car park thing full of caravans, but they're not used caravans. They're ones that are going to be sold or storage from other caravan sites and things like that. So people don't stay in them. But we thought, oh God, no. I thought, please don't let that be it. But no. And once you get past that, you come to Rye Harbour Church, which is absolutely lovely. A little church. I'm dying to get inside. I've emailed the people, but it doesn't have a service every Sunday. It's one of those little ones, because most of the people here nowadays probably aren't religious anymore anyways, and a lot of them use the big church in Rye, in the town, St Mary's. So the church here isn't open every Sunday, so I've emailed them and see what they say, because I believe one of the church wardens actually lives next to the church, and that's the person, I remember the name, who I was told, and then when I went on the website it's the same name, so I've messaged them. And you never know, if they live next to it they might let you in, but that's a little bit doubtful nowadays. People are not always, they don't know me anyway, do they? So yeah, you've got a memorial bench here. I don't like to show those because it's obviously people's family, but Edith Robus, and the nature reserve is full of memorial benches, because most of the people who have the memorial benches have had their ashes scattered here, which is what I intend to do, but further up by the Red Hut. But when you apply for permission, because you have to apply for permission officially, which is what I did, you get the request thing, and or whatever it is, of how many people you want to come when your ashes are scattered, and whether you want a memorial plaque or something, or a memorial bench, which I don't. So yeah, and I rather like the idea that from my ashes, my dead body, new things will grow. So the nature reserve will be my memorial stone, and if anyone in the family is still around and wants to do something like that, they can put it on one of the family graves. Anyway, let's back to something more cheerful. So yeah, it's been an extremely charming evening so far. I am very achy, and I will be heading back to the caravan in a minute. So what are we up to? 17 minutes. I'll get you to an even number. 1:15. Hope you've all enjoyed this, guys and girls. If you did, please give it a like and a share. Thanks very much for watching.